Welcome to Northwestern State University, where great things happen. I'm your host, Jillian Quarter. Along with me is Dr. Randall Webb, president of Northwestern State University. So nice having you on the show again today.
Thank you.
And also Dr. Maggio, dean of students. Thank you so much for being here.
Neil, thank you for inviting us.
Well, let's just get the ball rolling, talking about Northwestern State. Why should students choose our university?
You know, that's one of our favorite subjects to talk about. We believe that Northwestern State University is the perfect choice for students. We think that we can offer a lot of things that other universities might not can offer. We think Northwestern is the perfect size. We love our relationship with the community of Natchitoches. It's just such a wonderful college town for our students to choose as their destination for college. And obviously the supportive faculty and staff at the university and the great administration that we have at the university really put students to the forefront. Students are number one at Northwestern, and we think that Northwestern gives students the opportunity to find themselves.
Well, speaking of that small town feel, how does that differ from maybe a larger university in a big city?
You know, I think it's very important that we promote not only Northwestern, but our relationship with the city of Natchitoches. First of all, it starts with the mayor and the city council and all the people. I can go to the townspeople, the vendors, the business people in town. They really embrace Northwestern State University. I think Northwestern is different than maybe, as you said, a big city university, in the fact that I think the people realize that Northwestern is probably the most important industry that we have in the city of Natchitoches. I think you can go into restaurants or you can go into shops, and our students will be well received. They will, and in most cases, or in a lot of cases, receive a student discount for coming into the different places. I don't think you will see that as much in larger universities. It may be just another entity in that city or that town, where Northwestern, I think that we kind of raise our students to a level of importance.
That family feel. And Dr. Webb, how important is that family feel here at Northwestern?
Well, I think it's central to everything we do at Northwestern, Jill. You know, we spend a lot of time with students. I travel all over the state and talk to as many prospective students and their parents as I can. And then when they visit here or become enrolled at the university, we treat each and every one of them as a unique individual who may have specific needs or just simply may need our assistance and attention. Just the other day, a young man came to the door of my outer office and walked in and asked my secretary if he could see Dr. Webb. And she said, well, he's standing here looking at you. I was in the outer office chatting with my secretary at that time, and he seemed shocked. But we went straight into my office and worked on his situation. But to me, that is one of the uniquenesses of Northwestern, because our faculty, our staff, our administrators really care deeply about our students. And insofar as I'm concerned, life is about relationships and how we interact with and support one another.
As Dr. Webb just mentioned, we have such a diverse group of people, group of students here at Northwestern. What type of programs or student organizations do we have that kind of meet the needs of that wide range of people?
Well, Jill, I think that there's a lot of opportunities. Even though we're a smaller university, I guess, in the scale of things, we offer a lot of opportunities for our students. You know, whether it be social fraternities and sororities, whether it be academic organizations, our service organizations, leadership organizations, religious organizations. There's a wide gamut for the students to choose. I think there's something for each one of them. We also afford students the opportunity, if there's not a specific club or organization that meets their needs, they can start one. And we've had that. We've seen that over the last several years, where students will get together to try to promote an area that they would like to start on this campus. I mean, it could be a wellness area, or we've seen things such as Demon Dodgeball crop up over the last couple of years, or different organizations. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for the student. We have a wonderful student life program led by Ms. Retha Cox, our Director of Student Life, our Director of Student Activities, Ms. Yana Posh. They work tirelessly in trying to get our students involved outside the classroom.
And not only does Northwestern offer great extracurricular activities, but as far as academic programs, what can you tell us?
Well, I think that Northwestern academically is very strong. I mean, of course, that is the reason why we're here. That is the strength of our university. We have some wonderful programs for Northwestern. It has some unique programs, and I think what's good about the academic program is the engagement that we have between our faculty and our students. Just looking at you right now, I mean, we can see students as they come in programs such as this at an early age. You're not just learning about it in theory, you're actually putting it into practice, and I think that works all across our curriculum. You see that in the College of Education, where our students come in, their freshman year, and they're putting in situations where they're working with students. We see that in our College of Business, when you see that students come in and we put them working with folks in the field of business, not only learning about it in the classroom. And then when you tie in our service learning programs, that's where you really put in another aspect that Northwestern has a lot of strength in, is getting our students to work in that service component and tying it to their academic component.
And just from personal experience, that firsthand, hands-on experience that Northwestern gives me is just the best part of Northwestern. Now, you were a student at Northwestern, and what was your favorite part about it?
Oh, I think being able to be involved in so many things. I was very fortunate to be a student here, and I took advantage of the things we just talked about. I was a student athlete, so I was on the track and cross country teams. I participated in that. In a lot of places that, that might be, you're kind of defined by that one role. But I was also on student government. I was in, fraternity life. I was in student organizations while I was on campus. So the Presidential Leadership Program is another aspect. I began that as a freshman, took part in that program where they really taught leadership skills that we still do now. And they also taught involvement skills, how to get involved on campus. So as I look back at my undergraduate years at Northwestern, I would see being able to participate in a lot of different things and not being just tied to one aspect of the university.
And Dr. Webb, as president of Northwestern and as a former student, what was your favorite part about Northwestern itself?
Well, I just found it to be the kind of atmosphere, the welcoming atmosphere we had, the excellent teachers that I had at Northwestern, and there were so many of them, and I so appreciate them. I think about them all the time because they had an impact on my life. I tell prospective students and their parents that we feel we're in the life-changing business at Northwestern. Our goal is to change their lives for the better. Just the other night, we attended an alumni student recruiting function in Manning, and I was talking to this young lady who will be a freshman this fall, and her mother mentioned that she hadn't had the opportunity to finish her college education. And I said, well, I'll say a word or two to you about that, but I'm going to bring someone over here who can tell you even more about the opportunities you may have to attend Northwestern with your daughter, albeit possibly through electronic learning. But when I left her, I said, I hope this is good for you. I think this is going to change your life. That's what it's all about.
That's right. Well, so we've talked about the academics. We've talked about extracurricular activities and organizations. Now, what about campus life? What about living here on our campus? What's that like?
I'm glad you asked that. I think we're very fortunate at Northwestern to have new residential facilities. We've certainly over the last several years torn down old dormitories, built new residence halls, and we have a variety of places where the students can live. We went into partnership with Campus Living Village. We privatized our housing. That afforded us the opportunity to build new housing on campus. We have we call them modified residence halls at University Place, and that is where students can choose either a two-bedroom suite where they share, a joined living room with one other student, then they can have a private bed and bath, or we have a four-bedroom suite where they live with a roommate and share a living room with two other roommates, so there's four to that suite. Over at University Columns, we offer apartment-style living where they have a full kitchen and living room for the students, and there are four-bedroom, two-bedroom units over there, and there are actually some efficiency apartments that they have at University Columns also. But besides one thing that Dr. Webb really wanted us to upgrade at Northwestern was not just the the living conditions at the university, but also the learning conditions in the residence hall. So we really have strived over the last couple of years in developing some living learning communities. Probably the epitome of the living learning communities is the Louisiana Scholars College. This is where we bring our students in as part of the Scholars College. They live together. They hold classes in the residence halls. They do functions outside the classroom as groups. We tried to take that model and build it to other areas of the university, and this is what Dr. Webb really wanted us to do. We started off with our wonderful creative and performing arts program. That is an area of excellence for the university. We tried to tie our musicians and our artists and our dancers and all together, and they live together in a section of University Place where they come back from their rehearsals in their different areas, and they can just kind of process everything that they went on the day. We have teachers that come over and hold rehearsals there. We have outside learning experiences for them also. We've expanded it even more this year. And one area that we've really strengthened and we really have put a lot of emphasis on is our Presidential Leadership Program. This is our group of students where we used to have 30 students their freshman year. We expanded it to 60 students of Presidential Leadership Program folks. And they not only go to class together and do their leadership classes together, but we have a lot of programming for them in the residence halls. So if there's one thing I could say about our residence halls, A, they're modern facilities with all the amenities that the students are looking for, and B, there's now an expanded array of learning opportunities that we have for the students.
And Dr. Webb, how do you feel about that, the grouping together of students in their living situations to kind of help them not only academically but extracurricularly? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it helps bond students together, and I think it also helps them bond to the university. It gives them a lot of commonality in ways whereby they can connect that they might not ordinarily connect through. And I think if I were a parent, I'd be especially interested in this for my son or daughter, because I would like for my student to have an opportunity to live in proximity with students who possibly are majoring in the same fields, possibly are even enrolled in class sections that are the same or at least similar, or possibly that may be enrolled based on and living in proximity based on common interests that the students may have. We spend a lot of time brainstorming and discussing ideas that we feel might make a difference in terms of our ability not just to attract and enroll students, but to retain them and graduate them. Because we truly feel that Northwestern has so much to offer our students that we want them to be here for the entire experience. We feel that ultimately we know they will be grateful for having done so, and we hope that propels them along the road to success, not just as undergraduates, but when they graduate and leave Northwestern.
Well, of course. And Dr. Maggio, if a student, a new student, a prospective student, or even a current one, I guess, if they have any questions or anything, how can they contact you or Northwestern?
Oh, first of all, they can contact me either by email or phone call or stopping by my office. I mean, I'm always accessible to the students. I think if you'll ask the students around the student union, they know they see me every day. And I love going to events, and there's something going on almost every night of the week that I certainly try to stop by. But they can call me at my office, and that's 357-5286, or my email, maggioc@nsula.edu. So they certainly can email or call, or better yet, just stop by. And oftentimes they don't even have to make an appointment. They stop by, and if I'm available, I'll visit with them. If not, they can certainly make an appointment. Questions in general about Northwestern for prospective students, they certainly want to check us out at our recruiting webpage. And Ms. Jana Lucky and her staff do an outstanding job of responding to the students promptly. And current students, they can certainly stop by the office.
All right, well, thank you again.